Hey you guys, this is Elia coming to you from the Wartune test server, and in patch 6.5 we see a new multiplayer dungeon. This is unique to Wartune in the sense that we are not actually going to be playing with our heroes. It's a multiplayer dungeon, but only with each other's sylphs. So you're going to be, your character is basically your sylph. So again, sylph BR has now become much more important again. For a while it had become a less significant part of our battle ratings, as we got things like smelt equipment and tattoo engraving and all this stuff that makes your BR from other, actual stats increase a lot. So now we're going to see more sylph BR, and and here with some drunk and Chili for this video, and I'm going to be playing Mardia as well. I had already used my attempt for this this week, and I had used a sylph that is I think too crazy for this video. So this one is like at over 3 million BR because I had maxed out all this stuff. I will show in another video using these materials, these sylph soul orbs, and how to activate a holy sword and all of that stuff, and what to do with these items. There's going to be another video on time portal, which is where you get some of the other materials. You can get these orbs and other types that will help you do stuff in this holy sword section. But yeah, so that's going to be in a separate video. Here we're just going to do the multiplayer dungeon. I'm going to play Mardia as well, just so that I can show you what rewards drop. So yeah, let's get in here. Bear with me. Right now the test server is being super slow. I'm not totally sure why. When I was playing on the normal servers it was fine. I don't think that's an indication that the patch is going to lag you more. I think it's just that the test server is being weird right now. It's not a totally functional server. Well, I mean, it's functional, but it's just sometimes way slower than the normal servers. So I'm just gonna wait this out, and once these sort of load, we'll be in better shape as far as lag goes. Okay, it looks like these bosses appeared now, so I'm just gonna fix up our formation. I still have the strongest sylph. It's just not as crazy as the other ones. I'm gonna put these guys in the back. They have Friggas, or I think, oh, Chili has Odin, but that's fine. So my sylph's going to be a little bit stronger. It's up to 656,000 BR, which is big, but it's not as crazy as what I was showing before. Like the other sylph, this Thor can, like, not two-shot, but, beat the toughest boss in this within a few hits. So I don't think that's realistic. This is actually quite difficult. The first boss that you kill is going to be okay, because right now they're just normal bosses. No matter which one we hit, it's relatively easy to kill one of these. And once we kill one, we're going to get a skill available. So I want to go ahead and have us kill the Fire and Electro boss first, because that one's going to drop a very useful skill which will increase the amount of damage your whole party deals. And that will make the other bosses easier. I think between Wind and Water and Light and Dark, they're both sort of equally difficult at the end, but I'll get into that later. Let's go ahead and kill Fire and Electro, again just using our sylphs. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. Marty's Frigga is pretty weak, so I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to really do this. Oh, you know what? I should change the skills on my Odin. Oh, and this is still not loading. So I think some drunk was also saying that it's pretty slow on their side of things as well, that it's been slow all day. So I think that's just a test server thing. Again, I don't have issues on the main server with much lag. I know a lot of other players do, but I have a pretty powerful computer, so if I'm lagging on the test server, then they definitely are. Well, we can see if I can get away with these skills. I think I would prefer having that Hammer Delphic on here, but I think this is the only case where I'd want 3 Delphics. So again, just fighting this boss, and right now it's really pretty easy. But once we kill this boss, the other 2 will gain 100% damage increase. So it gets progressively much more difficult to keep your team alive. So you really want some well-timed Friggas. So we have a nice little fleet of Friggas here. So I think the best combination is actually going to be either like 2 Friggas and 2 Thors, or or 3 Friggas and a Thor, or something like that, depending on how powerful your team's sylphs are. But yeah, so this first one's pretty easy. So here we go. I actually, maybe it's better to show on Marty. So Fire and Electro is dead, and if we go over here, we can pick up this skill, and we pick up. Okay, it doesn't actually say that I picked it up, but yeah. So we pick up this Fire and Electro skill that dropped. I can get that on Marty too. And here, yeah, 100% damage boost to these guys. So now, like, each time you kill one, they get angrier, and so they become much more difficult to beat as you go on. I think 2 bosses is relatively easy for people with, like, a team of reasonable BR red sylphs, but that third one is actually pretty difficult. Yeah, so here on Marty, we can see all of the rewards. So for one boss, it's 60 orbs, 100 advanced sepulchrum, and 100 advanced mahra. So that's really pretty nice. And so we'll keep on going. We get that from each one of these bosses. I guess we can try sort of Wind and Water first. I think Light and Dark and Wind and Water are difficult at the end for differing reasons. So Wind and Water is difficult because she'll heal herself, and so that becomes sort of an issue. They also all of them start to generate this 30% of max HP shield, so you have to get through the shield first, and then eventually, let me see if I should throw a shield now, and then eventually you can start killing her. So this one will heal itself, has like a regenerative power. Yes, just restores 1% of HP each turn, and it'll stack up. So here we have an E skill now that we picked up from that first boss. So at first we didn't have any of these skills. Now that we've picked one up, I can use that and increase the amount of damage that we're going to deal. It also deals a little bit of damage. Maybe should have healed there on Marty. Use this. And then the Light and Dark boss is also quite difficult toward the end, just because it will have a deflect, so you have to be a little bit wary of when you hit it. I think it won't be too much of an issue since we have so many Friggas here. Hopefully we can keep the shields and the heals going, but you just have to be on the lookout. Definitely heal. When you're thinking about healing with a hero, you usually heal completely with this rain dance, but I feel like when it's just the sylphs, you don't always full heal with those things. If anything, you rarely do. So you have to be careful there. Maybe. Okay, I'll pick up this Wind and Water buff with Elia, but keep the increased damage one with Mardia. Well, actually, no, that's a bad idea. How should I do? Oh, no. I'll keep the damage one on Elia, and then give Marty an extra shield so that hopefully she can live through this. It's quite difficult. So Marty will have a different skill. Each one of these drops one, and then again with 60 orbs, the Sylph Soul orbs, 100 sepulchrum and advanced mahra. So that's still quite nice. So we can go ahead. These guys aren't on reward or anything. They're just being nice and helping me out. So we can start out with an attack. I don't know what sort of rate this fills up with, but I think it's time-based, sort of like awakening points. So it's not like how much damage you deal or anything like that. It would be nice to have like other skills here that, you know, would increase the amount of damage your party deals or whatever it might be, but it's sort of impractical just to make a sylph for this. So this is much more like a PvP setup. I should throw a shield. But at least having that shield is good. Alright, so we're at the point. Reflect. Okay, so I'm going to use... I think this dispels something. Oh no, this makes the boss bleed. But yeah, so that will increase the amount of damage I deal. This will put... Okay, so this one deals 20% damage to all enemies. And... removes 1 negative buff from teammates. So if we had like a bleed or something on us, or something that decreases the amount of healing we can get. Alright, so he has a deflect again. Actually, not too bad. Yeah, we're actually in pretty good shape. I mean, it helps that I have this really powerful Odin in the front. Most of them are front attackers. So they'll only cast, you know, an AoE once in a while, and that will help us live. Obviously, this Odin is still more OP than anything that we have in the game before the patch. You know, 650 some odd BR Sylph is very big. And obviously these Friggas, I guess, to the average player are still very strong, but they're not actually as good as many of the Friggas I've seen in the game already. Most of them don't have full Sepulchrum, so you know, full advanced Sepulchrum. So it's not like their BR is as outrageous as some of the Sylphs that we know now. So I think this is about on pace for like a really good team approaching, you know, this dungeon. You know, if you have 4 Sylphs that are around 500k BR, they're going to perform similarly to this group, is what I'm guessing. But yeah, that's the third boss, but definitely hits a lot harder. You need to be careful. For sure, whoever's your best, like, most tanky Sylph out of the bunch, you want to give, you want to make sure that person's in the front. And then if I were to take this light and dark shadow, let me think. Okay, you know what? I'll take the light and dark shadow on Mardia just so that I can show you guys, and then I'll keep the fire and electro one on Elia. This is the door to the next floor. So we're on the second floor. This is the last floor as well. But if we wanted to, we could also just go back. This door, if we lose. Okay, so it disappears for now. But if you wanted to go ahead and switch those skills, or you feel like those skills aren't working, then if you lose to the boss here, you can actually go back and switch them out. So so you're not stuck with those skills forever if you feel like, oh, maybe I should have picked a different one. Alright, so I might be eating my words because I was saying that this boss is, I mean, the first floor still seems not too bad with our current setup, because the Thor that I had before is totally crazy. But let's see how this goes. Oh, I should have probably used an AoE. We have some mobs here. Not too hard to get rid of. I feel like they might reappear if this fight goes for too long. Oh yeah, we gotta be careful. They already broke the shield that was on Mardia, so we get into some trouble. I'm wondering if this is something that I should be tanking from the back row. But it's sort of hard to tell. It might just be AoEs, like it doesn't matter whether I'm in the front or the back. Everybody's getting hit. So I'm going to use this E and increase the damage that we deal. And if I need another heal or I need to dispel something, I can use this skill. So this is the light and dark shadow. And it deals 120% damage like the other ones. And instantly restores 30% HP and removes 1 positive buff. Okay, and they're dead. So we're just gonna see if I can solo this. I'm not super optimistic. Do have some heal skills, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. I mean, okay, I'm trying to show you how hard this is, so I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing, how much this is gonna be a struggle. You know, this is a 650k BR Sylph, and it's not looking pretty, so, yeah. Just to show you guys what the rewards are like, maybe I can switch to that Thor and kill this, just to let you see everything that you can get from this dungeon, but I don't think that most people are going to be able to do this for a while. That's okay. I mean, even killing 2 bosses, so this is a weekly dungeon, you only get 1 attempt a week, and well, we got through. Okay, let's do one more try. Let me switch things on. Alright, so just gonna show, going back. Yeah, for sure. So, like, they're saying, because, again, all their sylphs are, like, 400k BR or so, and Mardia's is less than that. So they're saying... Can we go back? So yeah, it takes 3 people to get on the door. So I'm just going to show that you can switch out these skills. So here I'm gonna get this shield from Mardia. I think that will be better. I'll still keep the fire and electro one though. Yeah, I think the dark and light one is actually the worst. Yeah, sure, like a heal might help once in a while, but all right. Alright, so we'll give this one more go, and then I'll bring in the big guns. Oh, they both shielded. Yeah, if you have 3 Friggas and, you know, everybody needs to shield at some point, you want to time those a little bit more carefully. Make sure that, you can have shields on at all times. Already dead. Alright, yeah, I don't think there's much hope for us here. These guys are dying too fast. For sure they would not die this easily if they had like 500k BR, which is still a lot, but I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, red gear is not that hard to get in the game at the moment. And so it's basically just a red merge self with full gear will get you close to 500. Okay, we're gonna do one more attempt, and then we'll go for the big guns. Uh-oh. Yeah, you do need to be close to the boss. Okay, let's just wipe. Alright, this is the last time we'll try before I just cheat and use a really big sylph. I just want to show something that's more, like, close to what we're going to see on the servers for a while. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to get easier, because once everybody gets, like, these holy swords, it's going to be okay. And, I mean, that's going to be hard to do, but it's not outrageous. It's not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. Oh my god, these things hit way too hard. Alright, I'm going to E. Maybe E over here too. Looks like she could use a shield. Oh, didn't work in time. Yeah, it looks like this is our limit with this group. For sure, I think if it were just, you know, 400 or 500k sylphs, you could find a way to beat this. Trying to think if there's a way for me to make a sylph that's like 1,000,000 BR instead of 3 million BR, but I don't think there is. Not right now, anyway. Okay. So right now, just so that I can get Mardia the full rewards. Otherwise, I don't think it's really a huge deal. But yeah. So now I'm going to switch over to Thor, and this Thor has over 3 million BR, almost 3.5 million BR, so that's just insanity. And this is going to make it look very, very easy. But I think realistically, most groups are going to be able to, you know, have a strong player get them through 2 bosses from the first floor. And then maybe stronger groups that go together are going to be able to get that 3rd boss on the first floor. And then I think it's pushing it, saying that you can for sure get this last boss, but maybe a strong group of 500k plus sylphs are going to be able to beat this one as well. Alright, so let's just go for it. I'm sad that we couldn't manage it with the other sylphs, but yeah, the reality is this is a very difficult dungeon. I don't think it's built or meant to really be completed quickly, or you know, be in a position where the first time that it's out, it's beatable. And I think to a certain extent that's a good thing, because we've had a lot of dungeons in the game so far where it's just, you know, they add a new dungeon and we're able to beat it so easily. We haven't had something sort of like, you know, when Spire was first in the game, or even TOK to a certain extent. Oh my god, this is so unfair. So here I'm gonna E. We can try and see a big hit out of this guy. So yeah, I don't think there's been something where it's just like a really big challenge and we've had to spend a lot of time figuring out how to beat it with a very calculated and, you know, precisely thought out team. So yeah, so this is how you cheat, is because you use an enormous sylph that just has a ridiculous BR to it. So thanks to these guys for helping me out, and so now Mardia just got 150 Sylph Soul Orbs and 200 Advanced Sepulchrum and 200 Advanced Mahra. So this is something where if you have like a lot of strong players on your server, you're gonna want to band together and hopefully have an attempt at this guy. At the very least, beat the first 3 levels. So at least you're going to want to be able to beat the first 3 levels among the stronger players, and then hopefully help out your guildies to at least get 2, possibly 3 levels. But this last level is going to be a stretch. When we first went and I didn't have such an OP sylph, we weren't able to beat this, and so yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's something to figure out. But yeah. That's all there is to Holy Sword Temple, and I hope you guys enjoy it once it's out. It is a challenge. I think, you know, the first floor is actually more fun if you don't have sylphs that are super OP. You can sort of, you know, mull around, try and figure out which combinations are the best. I think that you're gonna want at least 2 Friggas or some sort of like very strong water sylphs or something like that in order to protect the team. And then you're going to want some damage dealers as well. So yeah, plenty more to come on patch 6. What are we at? We're at 6.5. Oh, okay. Just doing so many of these videos, it's all becoming a blur at the moment. So definitely check out my videos coming up on Pet Swallow or on Holy Sword. We'll go over how to use the materials that we've gained. Also check out Time Portal, because that's going to be one on new Outland contest stuff, but it's going to give us materials for all these Holy Sword things. And there are lots of other little things showing up in the patch that I'll go over. So yeah, follow us on Facebook, the blog, and on YouTube to stay all up to date on new patch content for Wartune. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care and have a very good day.